Hey guys, Moonwater here. In today's video, I'll be going over all 5 of the secret world seeds in Terraria. These seeds all have special world generation, unique items, different enemies, and more. There are 2 more seeds that will eventually release with the upcoming 1.4.4 update, but that unfortunately got delayed, so I will be going over those in a separate video. If you enjoy this type of content, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. And with that out of the way, let's get into the video. So the first seed I'll be going over is 516-2020, also known as the Drunk World. The seed is a reference to Terraria's 9th birthday, and is also the day the Journey's End update came out. You'll know if you entered the seed correctly because the loading screen will suddenly get distorted. Now this seed brings quite a few changes, so I'll try to get through them as quickly as possible. Upon spawning in, you'll probably immediately notice that the guide has been replaced by the party girl. The background music will also have been changed to the otherworldly theme, which can be changed back to normal if you talk to the party girl and hit the music option. Now one of the biggest features of the seed is that the world now comes with both the Crimson and Corruption, meaning that you can fight both bosses and obtain items from either biome. The dungeon will also include both the Crimson and Corruption chests, so you can now have the Vampire Knives and Scourge of the Corruptor in the same world. Similarly, both ore variants will now generate, so for example, both gold and platinum can be found in the same world. This is true for all types of ores, including the ones from hard mode, so you'll now have to break the demon altar 6 times to get all 6 of the ores. And since you now have 2 evil biomes, the jungle and ice biome will be on the same side, which can cause some few weird changes, as you can see with my world here. Within the jungle, beehives are now a lot larger. The jungle temple is painted in a weird color and is a lot bigger than normal. On the other side of the world, instead of a usual dungeon spawning, you will now have to enter a living wood tree and go underground to access the dungeon. The dungeon is also painted in a weird color, and since it is underground, it is a lot harder to fight Skeletron. Floating islands have also been altered and will now spawn as a desert or ice biome instead of the usual grass. Underworld generation has also been changed, so in the middle it'll spawn with a huge lava lake, with the houses now spawning on the outer edges. If we hop into T-Edit, we can kind of see how messed up the world generation really is. Both oceans will now generate with ocean caves. Usually there's only like a 25% chance, but there's a 100% chance for both sides to have one. And another minor change is that the way the marble and granite biomes generate have been swapped. So the granite will generate like the marble biome, as you can see right here, and the marble will generate like the granite biome. Another small change is that the living mahogany tree can generate in any biome, it doesn't have to be in the jungle. The spawn rate of living wood trees have also supposedly been increased, but in this world for some reason I don't think there's a lot of them. And I think that's about it for all of the world generation changes. And last but not least, there are 2 items that are usually unobtainable that can be found in this world. The first item is the Moonlord Legs. It offers a little bit of defense and gives you a little speed boost. The second item is the Red Potion. When you drink it, it gives you a bunch of harmful debuffs which cannot be removed. These debuffs last for quite a while. It can last from 1 to 3 hours depending on your difficulty. Both of these items can be found in any chests across the world. The second seed I'll be going over is 516-2021. Like the Drunk World, it is referencing Terraria's birthday, specifically its 10th anniversary. When entering the world, you spawn in one of the oceans and will be greeted by a few NPCs: the Guide, Steampunk, Princess, Party Girl, and Bunny. The names of the NPCs all refer to members of Relogic. Andrew the Guide is V-Digit, the creator of Terraria. Whitney the Steampunk is Senex, who's the vice president of Relogic, and Uri is Urazer, who is a developer for Terraria. In terms of world generation, all grass and sand blocks are painted cyan, and there are a lot of living trees which are painted pink. The dungeon, pyramid, and floating islands all have a pink theme. All underground houses are now either painted in a rainbow theme or have rainbow bricks. This seed also makes all of the bosses, except the ones on screen, smaller than normal, which can be pretty funny. You can also find 2 unique enemies in this world. Golden slimes, which can drop a lot of coins, and the jungle mimic. The jungle mimic has been in the game files for a while now, and it can finally now be found in the seed. It spawns in the hard mode jungle and has a unique attack where it shoots useless blocks at you. Upon killing it, it has a chance to drop several useless or joke items. The seed also brings a lot of random changes, the most notable ones being all items in chests will have its best modifier. The princess can sell rare items, ranging from the slime staff to items from the pirate invasion. The traveling merchant will sell 2 more items than normal. The chance of obtaining a developer set from a treasure bag is doubled, and the developer sets can even be obtained in pre-hard mode. And all invasions like the Goblin Army and the Martian event will take place at the ocean. Overall, this seed may seem less drastic when compared to the Drunk World. While the world generation changes may not be as drastic, the unique features and references make the world fun to play on. The third secret world seed is not the bees. Upon spawning in, you'll see that the guide has been replaced by the merchant. And as its name suggests, the entire world, excluding the Crimson and Corruption, has been converted into a jungle biome and bee-related blocks. All of the water has been replaced with honey, and all the blocks have turned into either hive or honey blocks. This also means that there will be no desert or ice biome, and there's basically no way of obtaining biome-specific items. Because there are so many beehives, it also means that larvae containing the queen bee are everywhere, even on the surface. If we go on T-Edit, we can fully see how screwed up this world is. I mean, all I can see is yellow. However, as you can see, the dungeon and the jungle temple will still spawn, but they'll be painted in a random color. Other than that, that's about it with all of the changes. This seed is kind of weird, but I'm pretty sure you can still beat the game on it. The next seed is the Constant. This seed was introduced in the 1.4.3 update and is filled with references to the game Don't Starve Together. By the way, if you want to check out all of the changes made in the Don't Starve crossover, be sure to check out my latest video where I go over all of the changes. First off, the world has a shader that makes everything a lot darker and even pitch black in nighttime in order to fit the theme of Don't Starve. However, if you don't like this shader, you can turn this off if you equip the radio thing. Small marble patches and cobweb biomes have a chance to spawn on the surface. Campfires, torches, and lamps that are exposed to the sky will extinguish in the rain. When in complete darkness for 3 seconds, you will see a message and start taking 50 damage per second until you light up the area again or die. Another thing you might notice is that a different sound plays when the character gets hurt. This is because the sound is the same as the Don't Starve characters. Cacti will also damage the player. One of the biggest changes to the world is the introduction of a hunger mechanic. After 5 minutes of being peckish, you'll eventually go down to hungry. The hungry debuff decreases your defense and damage. After 5 minutes, you will eventually become starving, where you'll start taking damage until you die or eat a food. Eating any type of food will reset the timer, and you'll get the peckish status once your food buffs end. Overall, this seed adds some unique mechanics which can make for an interesting playthrough. The last seed for today is called For the Worthy. This world aims to drastically increase the difficulty of the game, so if Master Mode wasn't a challenge for you, then you should definitely check out this seed. When spawning in, the guide will be replaced by the Demolitionist. Trees as well as pots have a chance to drop lit bombs. Floating islands will have the Crimson or Corruption, and its normal chest is replaced by a locked one. Red potions are also obtainable in this seed, but instead of giving you debuffs, it will grant you 3 random buffs. All enemies in this world have higher health and much higher damage, so even with endgame armor, you're basically getting 2 or 3 shotted by most hard mode enemies. Now if we go on Terraria, we can see some few world generation changes. So first, lava lakes, as you can see, are much more common, as well as glowing mushroom biomes, granite biomes, and marble biomes will be spotted more frequently. The jungle temple is a lot bigger and will be painted green, and the dungeon will also be painted a random color. There are so many boss changes, so if you want the full change list, you can check out the wiki, but here are a few notable ones. First, the Destroyer and King Slime are much larger in size. The Golem, on the other hand, is smaller and a lot faster. All of the bosses are a lot tankier, faster, and deal more damage. Now, I haven't done a full playthrough on this world, but just through first impressions and going through the early game, this is really difficult, especially if you're on Master Mode, so if you really think Terraria is easy, I would definitely recommend this and you should definitely give this a shot. So that'll be it for today's video. Like I said in the beginning, there are supposedly 2 more seeds that will be added in the upcoming update, so be sure to look out for my next video where I'll go over all the changes in the 1.4.4 update. Thank you so much to those of you who made it all the way to the end. I apologize for rushing and basically speedrunning through some of the seeds at the end of the video. I'm working on a real time crunch and I got this video just in time, like literally just a few hours before I have to leave. And again, thank you all so much for the continual support. I really appreciate it. I know my upload schedule really sucks and I'm trying to work on that. Hopefully this year can get a little bit better. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe.